Hello, everybody, and welcome to the G12 Network, the very best NCAA Football 14 online dynasty around. And who else could introduce a G12 better than me? That's right, the coach. Now, thank you for supporting everybody at G12. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I'm Stoner Gamer. Joining me is John Robb in the booth tonight here in Tallahassee, Florida for Florida State, Penn State. John, how are you doing tonight?
Doing good, Stoner. How you doing, man?
Doing fantastic. Ready to call it a great game between Cazcray and Hardcore. This is one of those games that I've been looking forward to all week long. How do you feel this game's going to pan out tonight, John?
Yeah, I think we're hoping for a good one, right? I know we talked about that a little bit before, a good competitive game. I think Emigs has brought it up. I think maybe Hotty Toddy even said it. This is probably the best matchup that Hardcore's had, the best user maybe to this point based off what we've seen so far this season. So I think we have two good teams, two good users, and it should be a good one.
I wanted to start off with talking with some players to watch for each team tonight. For Florida State, you got to talk about James Blackman. He's having a fantastic year, completing 79% of his passes, 246 yards throwing a game, only 6 touchdowns, but only 3 picks. Very efficient, John.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's had a great season. He's been able to do it both ways, right? He's not just scrambling or just throwing. He's definitely done it on both running and throwing the ball.
And also, you have to look at Jashawn Corbin, the halfback, 6.6 yards per carry and averaging 116 yards per game, 70 yards after contact, John. He is a load to take down.
Yeah, I mean, it's just great. He's got a successful running game for Florida State, and he's a big part of that, that's for sure.
And then wide receiver position, you can't forget Warren Thompson out there, 19 yards per catch, 211 yards on the year, the top target for James Blackman, and averaging 5.5 yards after the catch. So a lot of room to run in this Florida State offense that Kaz likes to play with.
Yeah, he really takes advantage of the zone a lot of times. You see that a lot. He's also been able to stretch vertically with this offense.
And then on the other side of the ball for Penn State, Nike Jordan, the halfback, 27 rushing attempts on the year for 235 yards. He's averaging 8.7 yards per carry as we get this game underway here in Tallahassee. Good little play there on first down by Kaz, making it second and short here on their own 27-yard line to start out. Let's see if this offense can get going with James Blackman at the helm here in the 79,560-seat Doak Campbell Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. Both these guys have a good rush defense, and early on, just a 2-yard pickup there for Corbin early. So we'll see which holds up better.
And there's your man Thompson over there on that right sideline, catching that ball for a gain of 7 and close to moving the chains there. 3rd and short. Nice little dump off there by Blackman.
Yeah, it's a good choice. Right on the out route, gets up to 3rd and 2. He can run any play he wants here, throw, pass, scramble. It's all, the playbook's completely open on 3rd and 2.
And coming out in the gun right here, he's got Corbin in his right hip pocket. Changing some stuff here at the line is Blackman.
You see that early chess match for sure here by both these guys.
The snap, it's going to be a handoff to Corbin on the read option up the middle. First down and 10 there. Good run right there for the star running back for the Seminoles, getting the chains moving there.
Yeah, it's just a good play call. Makes it look like he's audible in some hot routes and was able just to get the middle of the field and take advantage and get a good pickup for the first down.
Key safeties for Penn State are going to make Caz run the football, but you're going to have to make him one-dimensional in doing so. That's not it right there. It's going to be a handoff under center over to Corbin, left-hand side. A little spin move there, but to no avail. Good stop there. It's Chevy Cheeks in there for his first tackle for loss. Good tackle there.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I talked about. Both of these guys have been able to stop the run in their first few games, both first and second in the country. Florida State's first in run defense. Penn State just right behind at second in the country. Only 0.5 yards in between. So who can stop the run early is going to be a good indication.
Here's a little rollout by Blackman. He's hit there, rolling out to his left. Way to make him welcome himself to the game there. Big hit by Cheeks on the quarterback there. And that's going to be one you feel in the morning, John.
Yeah, absolutely. A big hit. Knowing that Blackman's that Caz is going to use Blackman to roll out there, he puts that defensive end in contain and is able to stop the scramble. Usually we've seen Caz get that wide open on that left rollout. They're Hardcore able to shut it down on that second down.
Shotgun formation again here. Blackman's got his halfback to his right-hand side. He's going to look for some room, and there's nowhere to go. James Blackman goes down, and with the sack there for Penn State is one of their star players in that linebacking position, getting in there, getting some penetration, and putting the quarterback on the turf. He's going to be forced to punt here. Yeah,
and that's LeVar Arrington, right? We know that he loves to bring either that right cornerback or that kind of middle linebacker that shifts over in a dime package on that right side and just busts right through the gap. He got a little tangled up with the running back there, nowhere to go, no time. Just take the sack, punt it, and see what you can do on the defensive side.
Yep, he's got 12 solo tackles on the year and 6 tackles for loss. Add that one onto it and make it 7 and a sack. He's also got a pick and a forced fumble on the year. LeVar Arrington, one of those guys that just changes the plays that you want to call at the line of scrimmage. You have to watch where he is at.
Yeah, you really got to shift your protection there. Caz just wasn't able to do it, knowing that he's going to bring it right in that gap. It's just tough to stop, really. He can time the snap so well. Just a tough break there for Caz. But once again, it's a good punt. You pin it back to the 22-yard line and hopefully can make some things happen with his defense, which we've seen all year.
Here's his flex bone for Hardcore. He's going to hand it off to the right-hand side. You know who that is. Oh, nope, it's not Nike. It's Devin Ford right there at the 5-yard carry. A little shocker there for you. You would think he'd go to Nike Jordan, his lead halfback, but instead hands it off to that halfback lined up on the left side of that flex bone and gets a good little 5 yards there.
We talked about that sweep, and he broke a little bit of a tendency running it to the right that time instead of running it to the left. So switch things up this week with the right sweep instead of the left sweep for sure.
See what he does here under center is E-Mix again. And in motion is going to be Nike Jordan. He's going to hand this one right off to Ford again. Give him 4 more. Just steady pound and ground is the way Hardcore likes to do it. And if you can stop that and force him to throw, that's your best bet right now. Florida State not getting enough penetration on that front 7.
Yeah, and if you can't stop that with a normal defense, you can't not stacking the box. It's going to hurt you in the long run, right?
He's going to throw to the right over there. He's got his man. That's Goat over there. He's one of those top targets there. For E-Mix, he likes him over there on that left side.
Yeah, and there you see that's what really has killed Rocky and Yofi. Kind of that curl route on third down. They just couldn't find a way to stop it, especially when there's that possibility on third and short to still run the ball. And I think it's just can be tough to stop, especially if you can't stop those sweeps early in the run game.
All right, first down and 10 here. 4 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. 4 down linemen for Florida State here. E-Mix changing some things at the line. Man in motion's going to be Ford. He's going to hand this one off to Jordan over the left-hand side. He's got a good gain over there on the left. The 8-yard gain there, 2nd and 2. And that's going to set up a 2nd and short there. That's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, and that's the man that we were talking about, Nike Jordan. Just so much speed, it's hard to stop that sweep. So we've seen 3 sweep plays, kind of a counter sweep on the first 2 runs, and then that buck sweep that we've seen so many yards be gained by Nike Jordan.
Yeah, keeping that average up of 8 yards there as he picks up another 8. Wouldn't stop it here. He's going to hand this one off to the middle halfback. That's going to be Skeeter. Skeeter gets 3 yards there. Good pickup on that, and it's going to move the chains.
Yeah, and once again, he got in that 3rd and short because of that win on first down, right? Makes it so much easier for the play calls on third and 2nd and short. You can really run just about anything.
Here is going to be a little rollout to the right for Emix. He's looking for someone to throw to. He's going to load up and throw down the right-hand side. He's got a man. Touchdown, Nike Jordan, 44 yards. And the halfback makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Nittany Lions.
Yeah, and there's just an example of how much he can do with all that speed. He was kind of unknown how fast he was before this started. But, man, just too much speed. He had 2 men on him and just burned them both down the field. Kind of went with that right rollout, settled in, Emix did, and, man, just a beautiful pass, put it right on the money, and an early 7-0 lead here for Penn State. That's huge for Hardcore with the confidence. Once he gets that confidence, it's hard to slow him down.
That's only his 6th catch on the year, but he makes it worth his while. He's got 3 touchdowns now on 6 catches. He likes that halfback on that wheel right out of the backside. Here's going to be the return here on the kickoff. He's going to be veering over to his left. Down the middle of the field for a 30-yard return is Dotson, and that's where Blackman and company will set up this drive.
Yeah, Miko Dotson, lots of speed as well. Lots of guys in this game, high-speed guys, and that's why we've seen them both be so successful, especially on the offensive side of the board. So that's why it's going to be interesting to see what kind of adjustments can be made. And what Kaz is going to be on this drive after getting shut down in that first drive.
Going out to his right, Blackman launching this down the right sideline. He's got a man. He's in the open field. It's his halfback, Corbin, on a wheel route. He says, anything you can do, I can do better. Only it didn't result in a touchdown, but still 44 yards there on a big pass play. That'll move the chains, and that split back set right there, dangerous with those 2 speedsters back there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, handoff to Corbin, left-hand side. He gets 3 tough yards there. He can take the contact.
Yeah, it's great to see both of these guys using their halfbacks in multiple ways, right? Like, they're getting them involved in the pass games. They're using their strengths. They're putting them in good positions with the rollouts. Very similar plays out of a different formation. They get kind of that halfback on a linebacker and kind of in space and to utilize that. So both of these guys are really good at that, and we've seen it early here in this game.
Split back set again for Blackman. Dropping back, looking, throwing down the middle of the field, got McDonald, and that's a huge play by the tight end, 20 yards. He loves that big target.
Yeah, absolutely, right down the middle. It opened up for him once again, was able to find the hole in the zone there, just the tight end set in there on that streak pass play, and just threw it right on the money, well-timed. And Kaz is really rolling here on this second possession.
Under center here, little eye set, little double wide receivers there on the right-hand side of the line. Blackman looking to hand this one off to Corbin up the middle. Good job there. He's got 3 more, and you got to keep the defense honest somehow, and even if you're picking up 3, it does the job.
Absolutely. Just anything positive on the first down, especially as good as both of these guys are with the run defense, right? Like, anything you can get that's not a negative play is a big positive, especially on first down.
Absolutely, and taking advantage of the way Penn State runs that zone as Blackman's going to take off with his feet. He likes to do that, and he's going to fall into the end zone. Touchdown, James Blackman, 12-yard run into the end zone, and the Seminoles strike back.
Yeah, just a beautiful rollout. So we talked about if it's not there, you're just going to roll out left. That time, Hardcore on that first possession was able to contain that. This time, nobody there to take Blackman. He just takes advantage, uses the wheels, and gets that 12-yard run. Nobody touches him until he gets to the end zone.
Absolutely phenomenal job there, reading the defense and attacking the user there on that left side. And we've got a ball game, ladies and germs. As we get this one kicked off here, we're going to have it booted here deep. And we'll see if Hardcore takes us out. He likes to do so. He will do so again. 5, 10, 15, and can't get anything else. Nike Jordan's fast, but not fast enough to get away from that great coverage.
Yeah, and we've heard Core talk about it. He's going to take those out no matter what, like 100% of the time, unless somebody kicks it out of the back of the end zone. Percentage-wise, if he has a 5-10% chance to return one for a touchdown, he's going to take it out. He'll take the 5-10-yard, if it's 13 or 20, as opposed to the 25, he's going to take that with a chance to maybe score a touchdown. And we've seen him literally have a return in every game this season so far.
He's going to roll out to the right with Emix and find a man over there on that right side. Who is that catching that? That's Drew Peacock, 26 yards there. He's another target that he likes. Only his 4th catch of the year, but he's got one of the longest ones of 54 yards this season. So he's one of those that averages over 28 yards a catch, and you got to watch out for him streaking down that sideline.
Yeah, you don't need to get a lot of catches if you're averaging 20-plus yards per reception. It doesn't take a lot to get down the field. So, yeah, he just, once again, a good formation, a good route. Found him wide open and a big gain already. You see that kickoff return doesn't hurt him. He only gets to the 13, but bam, already out to the 39-yard line in one play.
Here he comes again. He's going to be lined up about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, directing traffic. 2 halfbacks in front of him. There's going to be a quarterback keeper up the middle. He's got a lot of space up the middle there. He's going to be drugged down after a gain of 18. Good job there by Biggie Miggs. And he's going to get it done there. 1st down and 10 inside Seminole territory.
Yeah, just a great play call. Nobody home in the middle. Both of these guys taking advantage with their quarterbacks as well. You can see the similarities of just using their strengths, being able to see the field and call the right play at the right time.
Snap looking over the middle, and there's those risky throws. He gets confident. He likes to take shots, and Carlos was back there in coverage for the Seminoles and bats it away, but a scary pass there, John.
Yeah, absolutely. Threw into triple coverage. Lucky that didn't get picked off. Just nothing there, kind of forced a throw. And we kind of were talking about before we went online that, with Hardcore gets his confidence up on offense especially, he's going to take some shots. He's going to take some risks. And luckily for him, it didn't cost him too much there.
Punch set over here to the right. Four wide receivers. It'll be a handoff, though, to Jordan. He's going to get smacked down for a loss of 1. And coming in there to make the tackle is Carlos Becker III. And he's making some plays back-to-back.
Yeah, absolutely. There you see that rush defense for Caz, making the adjustments, not letting that counter get out with Nike Jordan the speed, and does a good job containing it for a loss.
There's that shed tackle. He's so good at that, spinning and making it 4th and short. Jordan especially taking that contact, and he likes to just drag defenders and just shrug them off like he's got the force or something. John, he's a monster.
Right there, and it's just a good decision, right? Having faith in your running game, 3rd and long, and you're going to run it up the middle and give yourself a shot on 4th and short.
Go for it here in the gun. Going to be handoff up the middle. Easy 1st down there. Big splits and big holes. Nike Jordan picks up 2 right there, and that'll be a 1st and 10 up to the 29-yard line, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, just another good run play, right? Like great blocking. Just got what he needed to get the 1st down and move the sticks.
2 wide receivers roll out to the right. Emigs looking deep down that right side. Got his man again. That's John Dev Goat once more. Another 20-plus yard reception there, and they can move this ball like no other. They are just moving quickly, John.
Yeah, and we've seen Joe Dev Goat just continue last week with Rocky, just continue to make big catch after big catch and move the chains, and there we see it again. And this time is going to be Nike Jordan right up the middle for the touchdown on an 8-yard run.
Right on the board and right on time. Nike Jordan finds Paydirt. A nice little run there for the halfback right up the middle. And once again, going up 1 score is Penn State. But we've seen Caz answer before. Can he do it again?
Yeah, I think he definitely can, right? Like, this is a great game so far. Both these guys' offenses rolling now. You saw Caz kind of settle in, make some great calls, and just good decision-making on that last drive. I don't expect to see anything different here out of Caz on this next drive.
Here's the skying kickoff here. It'll be received about 7 yards deep. Nope, out of the back of the end zone there. He was waiting 7 yards deep, and it went right over his head. Great kick.
Yeah, just a good kick. Doesn't give him a chance to return. So it'll be average field position here for Caz. And we can see if he can continue to get that running game going, mix in the pass. Made some really good decisions in the passing game and when Hardcore ran the zone. When it was man, he ran with Blackman. So we'll see what kind of adjustments, if any, Hardcore makes here.
There goes Corbin up the middle, 50, 45. He's got huge space to run, and Corbin dragging defenders for a gain of 43. Jashawn Corbin putting on the afterburners and saying, catch me if you can. And they're deep inside Penn State territory on the first play of the drive.
Yeah, just another great call. Both of these run defenses were 1 and 2 in the country. I don't know if that's going to be happening after today because both of these guys brought their run game with them here in Tallahassee, and it's looking good to start.
Loud here for Blackman looking for his man. He's got it right there inside the 15 and brought down is Wyatt Rector, 21 yards. The wide receiver getting free out of that slot position and a great completion there, finding the open man.
Yeah, just using the play action now, right? You have success with the running game. You got to worry about multiple things going on, and now it's the play action that works for Caz on that one.
Under center, handoff to Corbin, spin move, putting him on skates and gets 6 yards there on the carry. That's exactly what you see, and that'll close the first quarter here in Tallahassee, 14-7. Penn State clinging on to a one-possession lead as we reset the clock here with 7 minutes to go. What do you think this drive is going to end in? I have my hunch it might be a touchdown.
It might be a touchdown. I was looking that way unless Hardcore can stop that run game. Right now it's rolling right now for Caz. He's found a little bit of a rhythm offensively. Both of these guys, it looks like it's going to be whoever can get the ball last early. So that empty possession for Caz might come back to cost them if neither one of these guys can get a stop. Both have been really smart with the ball. We had that one maybe forced throw by Hardcore. Other than that, been really successful. And Caz as well. Now got the running game going, able to convert. Looking really good on this drive for sure.
All right, here we go to start the second quarter. Fans are really into this one here in Tallahassee. They are maxing out the volume here as it's 2nd and 4. Might as well be 2nd and goal here as the first down yardage is at the 1. And under center is Blackman. He's got 2 halfbacks behind him, 2 wide receivers close and kind of a bunch set over to the left. He's going to change some things at the line. They hand off up the middle over to Corbin. He bounces out to the right-hand side and is drugged down for what would seem to be a loss of about half a yard. They're going to call it 3rd and 5 and say you lost a yard.
Yeah, and that's a big play right there, right? So now you're kind of luckily you can still get the first down without getting the touchdown. You're not forced to throw it in the end zone here with it not being 3rd and goal. But still, like you said, it's basically the same, right? Because so we'll kind of see what he does here on this 3rd down call.
In the gun here, he's got 2 wide receivers, one to the right, one to the left. He's got Corbin lined up to his right now. He's going to take off to the left. There goes Blackman. He's going to throw it on the run. He is, and it's going to be thrown at the feet of several Penn State defenders. And I have a hunch you might see the field goal unit trot on for this 4th and 5 here. We'll see what he decides to do. He's going to kick it here, and that's a good decision, I think. Yeah,
I think you're right. You don't want any more empty possessions, right? You got to have the points. I know it's going to feel like you got to have touchdowns to be Hardcore, but at this point, I mean, you're well within the game. It's just you're one stop away and a possession of scoring a touchdown to be in the lead. So I think it's just a smart decision. Take your points there. You had a good drive. You're staying in it, and just make some defensive adjustments, try to stop that run game, and see if you can get a stop and a score here.
And splits the uprights there and makes it 14-10. Here comes Nike Jordan on the return up the right sideline. Got a lot of good blocking there, but good job closing those gaps and bringing them down about the 30-yard line. Let's see where they place the ball here. The 31-yard line to start out. And right here, if you're Caz, you've got to really make sure you get some penetration up front because this run game has been absolutely brutal.
Yeah, it's kind of tough, right? Like, you've got to stop those outside runs with the speed of Nike Jordan, but he's also able to hit you up the gut with E-Migs or Mosquito, so it's going to be interesting to see what he can do defensively to get a stop.
There's going to be a little screen pass over here, dump off to Jordan over on the left-hand side. He's got the first down and more. He's going to be close to the 50, juking and jiving his way inside the 50, inside Seminole territory, down to the 46-yard line. Let's see where they mark this one, 48-yard line, and that's still a great pickup.
Yeah, just a great play call there to run the screen on first down. Caz, we talked about, he needs to bring the pressure, get some people in the backfield. So he tries to bring a blitz, and it's a ill-timed blitz, and it's just wide open for the speedy Nike Jordan.
He's got some wheels on him, doesn't he? All right, here we go. 1st and 10. Ball at the 48. There's that flex bone formation. Man in motion is going to be forward. He's looking over to his right. He's going to shed a tackle, but not enough shedding of tackles as he gets brought down for a loss of 5, and that's huge for Caz. You got to put him behind the sticks. Yeah, just a great play there, right? That defensive end just gets right past the defensive tackle. That's the way Hardcore rolls out with E-Migs, and he's there to make the play and shut that down. So a big play to put him behind the sticks on 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 15. Now for Hardcore. Another 3-down lineman set here for Florida State. Bunch set over here to the left for E-Migs, who's in the gun. Nike Jordan in his right hip pocket changes some things at the line. Here's a handoff to Jordan. He's going to take it over in that between those splits and pick up those 5 they just lost, and that makes it, in my opinion, 3rd and manageable for this offense.
Right, yeah, especially if you can catch him for 8-9 yards on a run. you're right in field position to where you can go for it on fourth down. So if he can make this, could be a 2-play kind of call where you don't necessarily have to throw it here on third down. You can still, like we saw in that last possession, run either for the first down or get it pretty close for a fourth and short. So anything's possible here for Hardcore. Might even see maybe that those curl routes, try to get him open and make a play after the catch.
And they come out 3 wide, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Change some things at the line as he makes Jordan in his right hip pocket once again. 4 down linemen this time for Caz. Here's the snap. Rolling out to his left. Plenty of room to run. He's going to be able to get it. He's going to be able to dive forward and make the play. There's Emig's running ability over that left-hand side. Good scramble, and they're going to hurry up here, John.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to kind of put the pressure on him here, get the hurry up going, and just a great decision there to take off with Emig's.
Big cushion there on the outside for the corners. He's not going to fix that. Emig's changing some things, looking for that short route over the left-hand side. He's going to take off and run. He's going to plant his feet and throw this one away right over the head of his intended target. A little bit of rush there, it seems.
Well, yeah, that cornerback came right off the wide receiver. I think he was trying to, once the cornerback came, just dump it off to that wide receiver that he left, but just maybe a little too quick at force an errant throw, and falls incomplete, safe, nobody around it. They'll just pick it up and go 2nd and 10 now.
2nd and 10 indeed. It's going to be got 3 wide set again. You know who's in the backfield. Emig's changing some things at the line. He's been good at making decisions tonight. Very efficient as well. One of the top QBRs in the league. He's looking over to the left. He's got his man, and that's going to be tried to be ripped down, but to no avail. Good user tackle in open space, but still a huge pickup there, and they're going to keep this thing rolling.
Yeah, and there's that curl route by Goat, right? Or it might have been Peacock that time. Just kills you on those curl routes.
That was Peacock on that catch, and there is going to be a good gain there by Nike Jordan. Short one, but a good one. You got to keep him honest, like I said earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like it's a short one when he gets an 8-yard gain at this point. But once again, winning first down is huge. Puts him in 2nd and 2, opens up the playbook. To where you can run whatever you want. I feel like I've said that 3 or 4 times a day because these guys have done so well on first down. So important to win first down.
There is another good run there. This one's going to be by that halfback, the backup for him, I believe. I think that's Ford again on that carry. Not going to matter here. He's going to keep them in that 3 down lineman set. Looks like he's at actually 1 down lineman, 1-5-5 nickel right now. He's got his zone defense back there. Let's see what Emix does to attack it. He's going to hand this one off to Jordan. He's going to shed that tackle. There's that contact endurance, and he's going to stumble his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Nittany Lions.
Yeah, I'm not even too sure who that was, Stoner. That's like his 3rd or 4th string running back, 21. I think Nike Jordan's 25 and 28 is the other guy, and then Mo's 22. So
that was Mo Skeeter right there.
Was it Mo? Okay,
yeah,
so
it
he's
was
21.
Mo Skeeter getting in there.
So
he's he's second used there for him.
Yeah, so that's usually his 3rd option, right? And we just see him trucking people there on the run game. So a huge touchdown to make an 11-point score, especially knowing Hardcore will get the ball in the second half. How Caz is going to play kind of this 4-minute kind of deal, right? Are you going to try to go quick, get a score, and maybe get a stop, and try to get another touchdown before half? Or are you going to try to run as much as the clock as you can? In my opinion, maybe not just worry about the clock at all, and just worried about getting some points and a touchdown up on the board.
You got to find some way to score here as the ball is placed at the 25-yard line. We'll see Blackman under center here. He's got dual back set here, tied in, lined up on the left-hand side. Corbin's going to follow that strong side of the formation to get 4 yards there. He's not playing super aggressive here. He's taking his time, but he's also running the hurry up. So patient running, but a quick offensive, play calling.
Yeah, if you got him in the right set, the right defense that you want him in, I think that's fine to hurry up here, just as long as you're not rushing and forcing a bad decision.
Yeah, there's a bad decision there. Couldn't get the ball off, and that's going to be a huge loss right there. Caz looked like he was trying to throw that one away and couldn't get it away. The animation taking over there and bringing down Blackman for a huge loss. Now it's 3rd and forever.
Yeah, just maybe not a great time for a play action. Hardcore brought the blitz, brought the house, and just kind of overwhelmed that right side of the offensive line. And just no time for him to do anything, especially with a streak down the field that was covered up and just nowhere to go with the ball. Just kind of had to eat it there and didn't have time to even throw it away.
See if Thompson can get over here on third down. Blackman running over to his right now, throwing late, and he's got a man deep, and that's going to be his wide receiver number 6 out there. Who is that?
Helton, I believe is who it was, yeah. I believe that's what came up, and I mean, that's a huge play, right? We talk about needing something really big down the field, or otherwise you're reeling and giving Hardcore the ball back with 3 minutes to go before half. So that's a huge play there by Caz.
Absolutely monstrous, and there's a good pickup there on first down, 8 yards by the running back, and a little bit of similarities here between these last 2 drives for these two.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking a big chunk there. Caz able to kind of get bailed out on that pass play rollout and find a guy wide open, and now a big gain on first down to make it second short.
Second and short, hand off to Corbin over the right-hand side, spinning, getting loose, and still shedding tackles. Good job there getting the first down, and with 2:34 to go, I think you're playing this exactly the way you described, John, taking a lot of the air out of the ball right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Just trying to run and drain as much clock as you can, plus get a touchdown would be absolutely massive and super important. So I think you got to be happy with the way this drive is going now.
Under center, Blackman looking over to his right, taking off now over that right-hand side. Couldn't get a block in. A good hit. The ball coming free, but trickling out of bounds. Luckily there for Florida State. It's going to be 2nd and 6. Oof, that's one of those that'll make you sweat. Good hit there, but you got lucky it went out of bounds.
Yeah, absolutely. You just kind of breathe a sigh of relief, and you say, okay, I'll take the ball, 2nd and 6, and I'll take my luck and be happy.
Here is going to be Snap looking over to his left. Got Terry over there, I believe, on the catch right there, number 5 for Florida State. That's going to be Tamorion Terry there, his 9th catch of the year. He averages over 17 a catch, so another one of those targets that gets open fairly deep down the field for Caz.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate the follow also, Jetty and Music Man, for the follow there after that big catch. And just another shutdown play here on first down, so not much going there for Caz on that first down.
Trying to get those safeties to come up and those linebackers to maybe take a little bit more chances and maybe a dump one over the top if they're bringing more than 5 or 6. And let's see what they do here on 2nd and goal. Under center is Blackman. Going to hand this one off. Nope, play action. He's going to go over to the right-hand side. Got his man in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Florida State Seminoles. And a great catch right there by Wyatt Rector.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a huge touchdown here. He leaves 2 minutes left on the clock, but he did eat up some clock. He keeps close. He keeps within a possession here. So if he doesn't get that huge pass play and has to punt the ball, Hardcore goes down and makes it 28-10 right before the half, and Hardcore gets the ball. I mean, that's almost Katie barring the door, right? So he avoids catastrophe, was able to move the ball, eat the clock, but icing on the cake is able to score a touchdown, make it a 4-point game. Huge drive there.
Kickoff will go out of bounds there, which that's no good. That'll place the ball at the 35-yard line and give Hardcore great field position there, but some would think he would pull it out to the 35 anyways. So maybe not that much of a bad decision there by Caz, taking away the return possibility. And now we're going to see if rushing this offense for Hardcore causes any mistakes here. Caz could really use a turnover and try to get some points on the board before half.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see. He's only got one timeout, it looks like, left, how he's going to play this.
Here's a big run right up the middle, shedding tackles and still going. My goodness. Nike Jordan, the carry, and he carried the whole entire Seminole defense on his back with him. First down and 10 at the 49 of Florida State. And I don't think you need to hurry up when you're picking up plays like that.
I mean, there's no reason to rush when you've got a pinball as a running back, right? Just bouncing off of guys, refusing to go down, continue to get positive yards, and bam, he's already at the 49-yard line.
Travis Etienne and Nike Jordan, two guys that take a lot of contact and make amazing things happen afterwards. In the gun is E-Mix, two wide receivers to the right, one to the left, trying to calm down this Florida State crowd. I don't think that's going to work. And there's going to be a handoff on the delay draw there, and that's going to be another 12-plus yard pickup there for Nike Jordan. And Kaz is sitting back there in that zone, and Hardcore's just attacking him with the run right up the gut.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody home. It's 5-6 yards before somebody's even close to touch him, right? And is able to get another first down run, and it's just devastating. Now down to 1:30 and plenty of time on the clock. Now in Florida State territory.
There's another handoff on the read option, and Jordan takes it another 7 yards. Big chunk after big chunk after big chunk, and the clock is ticking away here, John.
Yeah, absolutely. Still has that timeout in his pocket. 1:20 to go. 2nd and 3 here. We'll see if he's going to continue to run the ball with Nike Jordan. That's exactly what he's going to do.
And once again, you get a first down, trying to stick him there and jar the ball free. No avail there, and you got to hope for a field goal here if your Cavs try to keep you in this game, knowing that Penn State's going to come out here with the ball to start this second half. You got to really try to limit the amount of opportunities that Hardcore has to score, and the defense has just not been able to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a tough offensive scheme to try to stop, right? Especially with a guy like Nike Jordan who's able just to gash you on first down runs. But a big stop there.
Yeah, there you go. That's going to be Skeeter there on the carry, and when you hand it off to somebody that's not Nike Jordan, sometimes that's the result. He gets buried there for no gain, and that's going to tick this one under a minute to go. 45 seconds and counting. 2nd and 10. Ball at the 18-yard line. It'll be a 35-yard field goal from here. Down lineman once again.
I think Hardcore is going to be fine with a field goal here, right? Just to get some points right before the half, knowing you get the ball in the second half.
Trying to force it into the end zone there. Nope, he's going to go shorter than that. 1st and goal. Good catch there, but still a tight window to try to force that one into. And getting lucky there that the defender was not right by his man.
Right, yeah, just found a tight window, got a dot right in there. Tough to stop something like that. And got all sorts of possibilities on here on 1st and goal from the 5 with 26 seconds left.
Empty set here for Emiggs. He's got 5 wide receivers. He's putting the man in motion. He's got 3 over to the left. Adjustments being made, looking to throw here. Got a man short of the goal line and stuffed at the 1-yard line, but that's going to set them up for a good opportunity here. 11 seconds to go. And I would think this would be a handoff to your main man right here.
Right. That's what's going to be interesting. You know that Kaz is going to line up in this goal line defense and send the house, right? Knowing that you probably don't have enough time if you don't get the touchdown on the run to see what Hardcore is going to run here. It feels like maybe it needs to be a pass, so you're not losing out on the opportunity since you burnt your last time out. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Tough kind of decision. I think he's going to maybe determine what his play call is depending on what kind of defense that Caz runs.
Got kind of a normal-looking defense out here, manning up a little bit in a kind of a zone-esque goal line set here. Here's Emiggs out of the gun, looking over to his left. Got a man, and it's a quick one over there. And that's going to be a touchdown, Nittany Lions. And if he scores here out of the second half, John, Caz is in some trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a dagger, right? I mean, we talked about he needed to run a little bit more clock. Maybe he left about 2 minutes on there. And Hardcore is able to drive right back down the field, only leave 9 seconds left. And now put it right back where we were at to make it 28-17 and 11-point game.
That's Ben Dawson, the big tight end, making that reception. He's a huge target down there. And we have a offsides penalty here on Florida State. Little goal formation here for Hardcore. Should be one just to split the uprights here, and it will be. So 28-17 here. Not a lot of time for Caz to work with. Do you kick this one out of bounds here, John?
Man, yeah, either that or squib it, right? Probably don't give him a chance to return it. He's been kicking out of the back of the end zone. I'd probably just keep doing that. And probably if I'm Caz, I'm probably just, he's got a chance here, though, with Dotson.
Trying to break this out to the left-hand side, and with 4 seconds to go, the ball will be placed around the 30. So, yeah, some big running room there, but just not enough to spring him free. Had a chance there, and good tackling there in the open field for the coverage team, and we'll see what Caz does here. Does he take this one into the half? Does he take a shot here? I think it will all depend on how confident he feels in James Blackman's ability to throw this ball 60-plus yards here.
Yeah, I mean, It looks like he's going to go for it. So you give him a shot. If it's a turnover, it's a turnover, right? So,
and that's not what you want. Not a chance at all to even get the ball off, and that's going to take us into the half, John. A great, entertaining game as far as offensive football is concerned. Both teams moving the ball up and down the floor, or up and down the field with some ease. Do you think Caz can get this stop here out of the second half and keep Hardcore in arm's reach?
I think he has to. Whether he can or not, it's going to be a completely different question, right? It's going to be really devastating to see him go down, 17 plus points if he gives up a touchdown right out of halftime. Now we've seen him come back 14-0. He went down early, 14-0 to D's, and was able to make a comeback. I think if he can keep it at that 11-point lead for Hardcore, with that stop at the beginning of the second half, and maybe come back down and score, get a field goal, make it a one-possession game, he's well within it. Is there enough time for him to fall down 3 scores? I'm not overly confident about that.
Yeah, this is going to be quite an uphill battle for Caz coming out of this second half. You got to think maybe he'll abandon the 3 down linemen and probably go to 4, maybe try to contain him a little bit more out of that backfield and force some more throws by Hardcore, because like I said earlier, he's going to try to attack you with the pass. He's not afraid to do it, but there's just some decision making there occasionally that leads to turnovers, and right now neither team really turned the ball over. Caz had that one fumble that got knocked free and trickled out of bounds, but that's been the only chance the ball's been able to switch hands like that.
Yeah, we saw that one forced throw there in the first quarter by Hardcore. Other than that, he's played a really clean game, made really clean decisions, smart decisions, not to force the ball too much. But he hasn't had to force the ball too much in the past game just because he's been so successful running. So, like we talked about, you got to stop the run, Hardcore's run, to have any success whatsoever. Caz just failed to been able to do that. He's gotten hit by 3-4 running backs plus Emiggs at this point, which makes it really difficult to slow down this offense. And that's got to be his first kind of change, here in the second half for sure, is to focus on that run game, completely shut it down. Then maybe you can force him into some bad throws.
Yeah, and Biggie Miggs has one of the best QBRs in this league. He's only thrown 1 interception all year, and he hasn't made a mistake tonight. But as you said, that one risky throw was the only one that really had a chance to really change the tide of this game. And you really kind of hope that Caz gets another shot to get those hands on the ball to kind of force his offense a little bit into overdrive and try to get a score here to open up the second half for him and try to shut out Hardcore. It's such a lot to ask for. It's just a lot to ask for. And the way the defense has been playing, there's been a lot of broken tackles. There's been a lot of mistakes made on reading where the ball is headed. And we'll see if he can clean that stuff up, because he's going to need to in order to hop back in this.
Right, yeah. I mean, we talked about that over and over again, that with this type of offense, especially in that flex bone, there's so many motions going different ways. You aren't too sure if it's going to be the buck sweep, if it's going to be that counter sweep. You've also got the run up the middle. Then you're talking about now he's lining up in shotgun and just, halfback gutting it down your throat, or he's running the read option. So there's a lot of different varieties that you have to try to stop with this offense, and it makes it challenging, right? And I think we're seeing that right now Caz isn't up to that task to shut down the run game.
Well, we've seen a couple catches being made by the wide receivers, John Dev Goat and Peacock, that have been huge gainers for Penn State on the offensive side of the ball, something that's been kind of inconsistent, or really, honestly, just not needed from the offensive output in some of these games that Hardcore has played. And right here, Caz has given him some looks here that's forcing him to kind of change a little bit of his comfortability. I feel like he's still thinking a little bit more than he's had to past couple games. So I think that we are getting a better game. We are having Hardcore play somebody that's, I believe, is one of the hardest opponents he's played all season. It's shaping up to be something that could come down to the wire. We just have to have one of those big game-changing plays. We just haven't had it yet.
Right, yeah, and I think it all comes down to this first drive, right? We've seen that Caz is up to the task to hang in here, right? He's right on the verge.
Oh, and he's going to go onside kick here.
Onside kick. He doesn't want to give
going
Hardcore
aggressive
the ball
here. Hardcore changing his kickoff coverage here. A little bit of a cheeky grin there from Hardcore. He likes the call. And I don't blame Caz here with the ability.
Yeah.
Here he goes, teed off, going to bounce right to the right man with the We'll scoop up there, and inside Florida State territory is where we're going to have this drive start for Hardcore. And already off the bat, you're kind of putting your defense on their heels. But I like the call. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it almost wish you had some kind of option in this game, you know what I mean, to do like a sneak onside kick like you would, you know, in real life. Unfortunately, it's just not an option. But here's the deal, man. Like, what difference does it make if he starts at the 35 or the 40 if he's scoring on every possession? You know what I mean? So I do like the play call there. Get the ball out of his hands. If you don't, it's a little bit of lack of confidence maybe in your defense, but you're also saying, I feel like I can hold him to some points here, give him the ball at the 40.
Here's going to be the handoff to Jordan up the middle. Again, he had a man in motion there pre-snap, trying to read the defense, whether it's in zone or man there, and he just hands it off and gets 5 instantly. So there's a good start to the drive, and already you're at Caz's 35-yard line. So inside field goal range per se, be about a 52-yarder, but I think his kicker's got the leg to get there. So points probably imminent here if he doesn't turn the ball over.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's Caz has got to put some guys in the box, right? He's got to try to shut down that run game and start turning stuff on aggressive here pretty soon, and to try to force some of these turnovers.
There's going to be another handoff to Jordan, and he's going to sneak forward for a 3rd and inches. He was really close there, and I would believe he'd go for it here anyways if you don't get it. But I expect him to just run this right up the middle and pick this one up for 2 or 3 here.
Right, and he even has that play up. If he's going to go for it on 4th down, you even have, and you see, Caz kind of stack the box and might as well take a shot here, right? Good chance to take a shot if you're going to go for it on 4th down anyways. But if you see the run, take the run and take the 1st down.
We've seen Keandre Lambert-Smith get some jet sweeps in the past. Let's see if he gets a pitch here. He will not. And once again, good tackle there by the defensive back, getting in there and bringing him down 4th and inches. And he doesn't waste any time making this decision. And I think we all knew that was what was going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to go for it there. Didn't see the shot. Took that triple option. Maybe made not the best read there and was able to a really good tackle to stop him for literally no gain as it's still 4th and inches.
The gun here, 4 wide receivers set here. Here's the snap, looking over to the right, got a wide open man over there on the right hand side, sheds a tackle inside the 20, and a good pickup there. And once again, you see the mentality of the offensive coordinating ability of Hardcore, finding the open big man and giving him the football. And he knew Caz was bringing the heat, got that ball out quick. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, you see the heat, brings the guy out right off that little corner route from the tight end. He's wide open, nobody home. Able to pick up the 1st down with ease.
And the gun once again is Biggie Miggs. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Nike Jordan in his right hip pocket. Changes some things. Rolling over to his left. Plenty of green in front of him. He's going to take off. Juke move over there on that left hash, and he's going to be brought down in the open field. Good tackle. If he slips that one, he's walking his way into the end zone.
Yeah, man, it's just tough, right? He's got those 3 down linemen. He's pinching them down. No help on the outside. Hardcore sees that and just automatically takes off with E-Mix there. So, yeah, it's just tough. No matter what kind of adjustment it feels like Caz is kind of making here, still in the 3 down lineman, it's not working.
Got him in a tight split there, trying to clog up the middle. E-Mix now going to roll out to the right. Now he's going to take off again on the right side and slide inside the 5. Good safe play there, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And right here, you try to get the impression that this defense for Florida State's cinching up, getting a little bit closer to the line. Maybe you do it again, dump it off to the tight end on a little bit of an outpost.
Right, yeah, just trying to bring all the heat. It looks like he's trying to do everything he can to bring heat up right at the middle. And not able to have any outside contain, and Hardcore's just taking pure advantage of that. And this is that danger zone that we talked about, making it 35-17. Just feels like now with only 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter might be too big of a hill unless some things really start to fall apart for Hardcore. That it's going to be really tough for Caz to climb back in.
It's going to be a Wildcat set here. Here comes the run up the middle and drug down at the 1-yard line. I like to see some creativity there, and now the Wildcat running the ball there. I don't know who that was. Wide receiver?
It looked like it was a wide receiver number 3.
That's going to be John Deb Goat there on that carry. So
it was
the top wide receiver involved in the running game. I like the call. He's got some speed to him. I don't blame him.
Yeah, absolutely. You also get Jordan on that sweep possibility there. You can hand it off to. So lots of weapons there, and I think that's our fifth guy he's utilized running the football today. So lots of people getting active in the run game.
Here's that goal line set here. Flex bone again. Under center is Biggie Miggs. Ward going to go in motion handoff here to Jordan. He's going to trot right in on that left-hand side. Touchdown. Indy Lions. They extend that lead to 17, possibly 18, barring this extra point. And a little bit of sweat going on there for Kaz. He's got to move this ball quickly here to end the third and try to get some points before the third quarter ends to give himself a chance.
Right, yeah. I mean, he's just kind of, at this point, got to try to at least maintain on this next possession, knowing that he can't come up. It's just not an option. You're running out of possessions at this point. No more empty drives. Empty drives means a loss, and you've got to figure out a way to stop this offense. I don't know how you do it or what you do at this point. Like you said, bringing in another defensive lineman maybe might help, but something's got to change defensively for him. But most importantly, right now you just got to try to keep up with the scoring. Otherwise, there's just no chance, obviously.
You'd like to see some good completed passes here from Blackman. As I said before pregame, he's completing 79% of his passes, so you kind of have to trust that he's going to find that open guy and make the right decision. Coming out here in the I formation, he's going to hand it off to Corbin. So once again, making the right decision there, keeping the defense honest, and Hardcore expecting a pass and took advantage of it. That's a good play call.
And I think that's smart, right? There's no reason to necessarily panic. It's not panic mode. You just have to be smart. You can run your game plan. You just got to be smart and not come up empty.
Under center again. There's that play action. Likes to run and shoot. There's a roll out to the right. Blackman looking in. That's a dangerous throw over there. And Harrington was in the vicinity. And he could take that to the house.
Yeah, he's lucky that's a linebacker there. Yeah, right. Like a little bit more likely it's going to be batted down than intercepted probably. With the hands of a linebacker. We've seen LeVar Arrington pick one off and also have a strip, but they're just a dangerous pass, so maybe got away with one right there.
Blackman looking over to the left, and that's a great find. He dropped it. I'm sorry. I thought he caught that.
Oh, man, I did too.
That ball hit the ground. So 3rd and long, I thought he had his man over there in that tight coverage, but couldn't hang on. So 3rd and long here. Looks like an obvious passing down. Let's see if he goes with maybe a quarterback scramble here to try to catch the defense off guard. Blackman's taken off a couple times. And we'll see what happens here. Hardcore's been good at containing him inside these 3rd and long situations. Looks like he's going to go with some streaks here. A deep comeback route over on the right-hand side, looking over to the left. Oh, and he drops it. He dropped it, had it in his hands, and just crapped the bed, John.
Yeah, man, that's tough, right? 2 back-to-back drops. One was a really, really, really good throw in that top window on 2nd down, and now on 3rd down just to have a guy wide open. And for the guy just to absolutely break hands it is just brutal, especially when you have to have it. And now you're forced on a 4th and long. That's tough to deal with, right?
You saw the reaction there from Kaz. Definitely one of those you're going to be dreaming about tonight, and it's not going to be a good dream. And it's going to be a shotgun set here, 5 wide, 4th down, looking for an open man, rolling out to the right, extending the play, trying to throw back to his left, got a man wide open, caught. Terry's got it inside Penn State territory, huge catch there, and Tamarion Terry getting the job done there on 4th and long, and those are the kind of plays that Blackman can extend and find those open receivers, John. Yeah,
Terry able to get loose in the zone there. Just great patience by Kaz using Blackman there on that rollout. Wait. He breaks open, has the time, and just makes one of those dangerous cross-your-body kind of throws, but his feet were set, shoulders returned, and threw a dot.
There's going to be a handoff to Corbin, and he's going to get stuffed. He's going to get back up. Corbin going. Making a play, and that's going to be a 2nd and 5. A little bit of cheese there for you, John, as he leaned about, I'd say completely horizontal and just popped back up. And that's that upper body strength. Those right there, kids, do your sit-ups. That's what that core body strength is for.
Hey, he's been practicing the limbo. No big deal there. Stretching the body. He stays on his feet. And now, Kaz is taking advantage inside the 10 now.
There's Rector again, and he's hurt. He's going to have a trainer come out on the field, maybe a cramp. We'll see how bad that is. It'll be 1st and goal. That'd be not a big loss, but he's made some big plays tonight after coming into the game with only 1 catch. He's had 3 big ones. That one you can tally on as well. under center again, and he's been passing out of this formation, something Hardcore was not really anticipating, it doesn't seem, as he's going to roll out to that left-hand side again. Now he's going to take off, and that's going to be probably back to the line of scrimmage if you're lucky.
Yeah, I mean, it's just getting right at the maybe a 2-yard loss there. I think he had it at the 10, now back 2-yard loss, and especially with it being a goal situation where he's got to get a touchdown here to no more first down. So now not 10 yards to get a touchdown, but 12.
Oh, that may be to his advantage, as that kind of gives you a little bit more room to work with. And if you score here, you still got a chance to possibly get the ball back here in the third, and that'd be huge.
Yeah, absolutely. If he can maybe get a turnover or a 3-and-out quick with some incomplete passes, very possible.
Finds the open man again. Good decision, and he bounces off some defenders, and he's into the end zone. Good touchdown there, and that's Helton getting into the end zone. Touchdown Seminoles, and they're back in it. The fans are back in it, and this game just got a little more interesting, John.
Right, yeah, absolutely. Right back in reach right now, down to a 2-possession game. Can he dig deep and get a stop? Just a great play call to bring Helton across the middle there. Nobody really home, and going to go for 2 here to make it maybe a 10-point game. So chasing points here by Caz.
Blackman in the gun, looking over to his right, got a man, and he's got the 2. 10-point ball game here in Tallahassee, here in Champions Way, as we make room for a 10-point ball game. Still some time here in the third. If you get a stop here and force Hardcore to pass it a couple times, you could get the ball back. And you really kind of hope that Hardcore is looking at this going, just keep doing what you're doing, because there's no reason to stop. Let's hope this defense for Caz can kind of shore up and make this one even closer.
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal, right? I mean, we talked about it. We've seen Caz come back and dig deep and then start. All of a sudden, it didn't seem like he was going to be able to get the stops. He fell pretty far behind against D's early and was able to start to get some stops. So we'll see here what he can do on the defensive side of the ball.
This time opting not to let it bounce out of bounds. It's Hardcore, and he scoots up the field to the 35. So no change in ball placement there, but still one of those plays, John, where he's going to risk that 5 or 10% chance to scoot that one down the right sideline for a score. And good job by the coverage team not allowing that to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, just great field position here by Hardcore, though.
And that momentum, looking to fuel this defense as I drag Nike Jordan down for only a 2-yard gain. That might be the shortest gain he's had all game, John.
Yeah, I think it may be the second time I could think that he's not had a really successful first down run. I mean, maybe one time he might have lost yardage that I can think of, but that's exactly what he needed to get him here. Only a 2-yard gain on first down, kind of win that first down battle for one of the few times tonight.
And up here on defense, ooh, and an incomplete pass there. Had a man with some separation, but Biggie Miggs throws it wide left, and a fan gets a souvenir there. And we'll have a 3rd and long here for Hardcore. And this may be, I don't want to put too much pressure on Caz. This could be the play of the game right here, because you got to get the ball back and scoot down the field here with, possibly just a minute to go here in this game. I would think that would be absolutely huge for him to get this stop.
Right, absolutely. I mean, you're talking about, giving yourself plenty of time if you can. This is exactly a scenario that we talked about. Maybe even get the ball back here in the third quarter, with a little bit of time. So you've got that plus all the fourth quarter if you can get a stop here. So just a vital possession for Caz. Talked about going 3-and-out and get 2 incompletions. So we'll kind of see what Hardcore does here.
I'd like to see a quarterback spy here and try to keep Biggie Miggs from scrambling here. Got 3 wide receivers looking over to his left and finds a wide open man on a little curl route over there on the far side of the field. And that's a great completion there. As it's going to be Peacock there again. Good catch. Good catch.
Yeah.
He's been right there when he's needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And he just kills you on that curl route. I mean, that's the tendency, right? At this point, what time do you recognize he's probably going to run that curl route to that receiver? Just great pocket presence there to dodge some, but still takes a 3-yard loss on the sack. So a big play again on first down for Caz.
Just keep him behind the sticks here if you're Florida State. Try to make him throw one of those passes again. I mean, the curl route can only go so deep if you don't call deep curls right off the bat. So kind of have to keep them behind that line of scrimmage and keep scooting them back. Right now out of field goal range, so that's to Caz's advantage. But once again, 3 down linemen here want to make sure those splits aren't too wide. And there's a big stop there. A defensive lineman getting in there and making a big play. and that's just absolutely ginormous for Florida State.
Right, yeah, no, we got a 3rd and really long. The first time we've seen this tonight where Hardcore is kind of in this position of he's had some 3rd and longs, maybe 3rd and 10s, but really not been in this kind of pressure throw situation with the 3rd and really long.
All right, here we go. He makes in the gun here. He's got Nike Jordan in his left hip pocket, 3 wide, 2 to the right, 1 to the left, and getting back there is, I believe, is that Leonard Warner III getting back there? Yes, it is Leonard Warner III, the middle linebacker, the user sack for Caz, and that's going to force a punt heading into the 4th quarter, John, and that's exactly what you want if you're a Florida State Seminoles fan.
Yeah, absolutely. You got the stop he needed. It took maybe 3 more plays than maybe what he wanted, giving up that 3rd down, but still huge, especially to knock him all the way back to the 37, about where he started on the drive. So a couple of sacks and stuff on the 2nd down, just a huge defensive possession right there by Caz.
First punt of the game is going to be skied over here to the right side of the field, bounce inside the 10. What a fabulous punt there, and that's going to pin Caz deep inside his own territory. Blackman's got some work to do as the troops trot back onto the field, and we'll see a 1st down and 10 play here that'll set the absolute tone for the way this last quarter is going to begin.
I mean, it's kind of sickening. You just feel like there's not a lot of weakness to Hardcore's game, right? You do everything you can. You pin him back 37, and he punts it inside the 10-yard line, and Caz just kind of shakes his head and say, like, what do you do?
And there's a pick right off the bat, and that's going to be returned for a touchdown. Oh, it was right there, and that's going to be a pick 6. That's going to sting like the dickens.
Oh, man, just we talked about not making mistakes, not forcing things all night. He's done a good job and maybe just made the bad read there. The slant was open. He kind of went with the fullback out of the backfield. Hardcore was right there on it and totally took all the momentum away from Caz.
Now, if you pick this one off and return it, still makes it a 14-point ball game. So still some chances here to make things interesting as Emix rolls over to the right here on this 2-point conversion, looking at a wide open man who just gets right past the goal line, and that's going to re-extend the lead to 18. And you hate to see it.
Yeah, we're right back in the same boat we were at, right? That's just killer. You get the stop that you needed, and then just a mistake. It starts with a good punt by Hardcore, followed up by just a bad read by Caz. You just can't make the mistakes. The slant came open, and he didn't throw it to the slant. He thought that cornerback was going to go with him in man coverage. It was a zone, and just a killer. And then now to give up on top of that the 2-point conversion, you're right back in the same boat with, only 6:50 left in the game.
Lots of ground to make up, not a lot of time. Blackman under center is going to play action here. Look over to his right, find him. Oh, he dropped it. Ooh. He had a man over there on the outpost. Still kind of a dangerous throw, but it was catchable.
And that's the danger, right? I mean, we saw him have success with this offensive lineman kind of line up at that tight end spot for the blocking, and then he sneaks him out and tries to get him some throws. But that's the 2nd drop he's had in this game. It was successful last week. Not working so much this week as the big man's dropped 2 passes today.
And for a wide open man over the middle, he's got a chance, and this one's going the other way. Back-to-back interceptions for the Penn State defense, and this one's going to be returned all the way inside the 35-yard line, and that one may be the backbreaker there, as Caz was looking for anything deep and anything long to keep him in there, and paid the price with those 2 high safeties.
Right, yeah. I mean, now he's starting to feel the pressure. He goes deep. We've seen that play have success, right? He's absolutely scored a touchdown, had a wide open receiver on that, but Hardcore just has that safety hanging out over there, and man, it's just there for the pickings. And now it's starting to snowball for Caz. You're right in it, and that was maybe a little bit of hangover from that interception on the last possession, the pick 6 there probably. Kind of couldn't let that one go, forced to throw over the middle, and now you're in big time trouble.
That was Matt Atwood, the senior out of Clairton, Pennsylvania, 5'9", 199 pounds, taking that one inside Seminole territory off the pick. Now in the gun. Let's see, he makes roll over to the right. He's going to take off here on the scramble. Big hit there. Lucky the ball didn't get jarred free. and picks up a good game. That's Lewis, the backup. Excuse me. That's Lewis, the backup. He's got a QBR, but and listen to this, John, 442.6. I mean, he's one of two for 78 yards and a touchdown. I mean, it's absolute bonkers QBR, and something that probably won't sustain throughout the season, but interesting to look at.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, knowing that you've had some big chunk plays on the few passes that you have, that'll help that quarterback rating for sure.
Yeah, and the confidence for sure. As that one's kind of stuffed there by Caz's defensive line, and kind of look at each other here, and John go, where was that 3 quarters ago?
Yeah, exactly right. That's the kind of stuff that he got on that last drive, and just it hasn't come enough today to stop this Penn State offense.
The gun once again. He's got his main man Jordan lined up in his left hip pocket, 2 wide receivers to the left. He's got a tight end lined up on the end of the line to the right. Another 3 down lineman set here for Caz. Here's the snap. Emig's looking over to his right, and it's dangerously picked off, and there goes Warner the third. Leonard Warner's got the pick, and there's a turnover that kind of gives you a little bit of life there, but, ooh, boy. If you scored there, that was GG's right there, John. So still the door's a little bit cracked.
Right, yeah, still an opportunity. Not likely, but, you're saying there's a chance. So he's got a 1 in a million kind of shot here. If he can get a quick score, not completely out of it. It's a tough mountain to climb, but it's possible.
Looking short there, a little dump off to that lineman. Makes his first catch of the game, and kind of wish he would have caught the last 2. But hey, progress is progress. Got to get that confidence somehow. Yeah,
exactly. Still going to him. Big man Williams there with the reception, finally keeping his hands grasped on the ball there.
Throw this one again to the left. That pass was open on that previous play, but not that time as the defender closed the gap. And that's going to be did he catch it? I thought he got it.
Yeah, he got it. I think he held it and kind of tiptoed in there.
Like that was definitely in the white there, but hey, good job dragging the foot, getting that turf to fly up, and a good eye there by the line judge, getting that ball right there. Another shotgun set here. Blackman looking over to his right, and he's going to be sacked. He tried to get that pass off, but the animation made him tuck the football, and that's going to be a loss of 9, and that puts you in a gotta-pass scenario.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a tough one. Right? That pressure just came right up the middle, didn't get a good block, kind of whipped at the block. Didn't have anywhere to go with the football. He said he tried to throw it, but it was just a little bit too late, and ended up having to take the sack.
Empty set here for Blackman. 3 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Pressure up the middle again, and it's the user defensive lineman. Oh, it's the linebacker, Arrington. He's in there. The user linebacker sneaks in between the guard and the tackle and makes the sack. Another big loss there. It'll be 3rd in your mom's house.
Yeah, absolutely. Just took him right up the gap there. And nobody home. More guys blitzing than there were blocking. Got it all mixed up, and led to that sack. Now 3rd and 25 is huge.
That one's going to be forced down the middle by Blackman, and that's going to be errantly over the head of any intended target, forcing a 4th and forever. We'll see what decision. Caz got to go for it here. I mean, you're on your own 26, but not much to lose here, down 18 with this much time left, John, so you just kind of have to wing it and fling it and hope somebody catches it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no doubt about that, right? It's time to, it doesn't really matter. You're down 18. What difference does it matter to make at this point? And it makes it tough because you're in a for sure throwing down here, and you know that Hardcore's just going to drop everybody back, and see if he can sneak one out here, though.
That's going to be thrown over to the right-hand side and into double coverage, incomplete. Had to kind of hurry it up there as the pocket was collapsing, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. And I would expect Hardcore to hand this one off to number 25 and get this one out of Tallahassee and back on the bus back to Penn State.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's probably going to see a lot of run game here, just trying to eat the clock and try to run this one out. But he's going to throw the ball.
A little screen pass there, a little safe call over, and that's his man Ford out there catching that ball and scooting for a first down. Or no, Skeeter, I'm sorry, Mo Skeeter with the catch out of the backfield there. Likes to have Ford back there sometimes along with Jordan, but this time he let Skeeter take the play call there, and that's going to set him up for another 1st and 10. So
yeah,
passing right there, Joe.
A lot of running options out of the backfield usually for this Penn State team that can be tough to keep up with. And he's still throwing the ball. Going to make sure he just gets enough point spread here just to to not have to worry about it making it more than a 3-possession game, making it a 4-possession game, and close the door and kiss it good night.
There's Dawson with a good catch right there. The tight end getting open. He's a big 6'5" frame there, catching the ball. Load to bring down. And let's see what he does here. He's got 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He's got Skeeter back there lined up in his right hip pocket. That's Lewis taking the snap here. I don't know where his starting quarterback went. Maybe an injury. I don't remember anything happening, but
I don't know if that timeout break, maybe he put in his backups. Some of his backups took Emiggs out. I didn't see an injury to Emiggs, but that was kind of my thought. Maybe on that timeout early on in the third quarter, or into in that fourth quarter after the interception, when he came in, he might have taken Emiggs out possibly.
I like the confidence, trusting your sophomore quarterback out of Middleton, Connecticut.
Yeah, trust him to not make a mistake and put you in a hole. But there's Nike Jordan with the speed on the sweep, and it's just going to be that'll close it out, I do believe.
Yeah, Nike Jordan putting the finishing touches on this one as he takes that stretch play all the way to that left pylon and scores it easily. And extra point is splitting the uprights as well in the back of the net. So 25-point cushion here for Penn State, as it looks like another W here for Hardcore. And you got to kind of give him props for being the last undefeated coach here. But I'm going to be honest with you, John. A lot of these teams he's matched up with have had even talent with him across the board. He hasn't played anybody that's got a better overall roster, especially not a big enough step up from him where he's actually had to worry about pressure coming up the middle or anything. If he plays Ohio State or plays Clemson, I think he's going to have a problem trying to get some of these quicker routes off. So we'll see what kind of adjustments he makes later on in the season.
Right, yeah. I think especially when we're talking about, your Clemson defensive line, just the difference those guys make, right? It's a lot harder to run on those guys as far as that goes. Overall roster, he's probably at a little bit of disadvantage with this Penn State team, but you can see he has the guys in place and the speed in place to where he can make the plays that he wants and get in the kind of plays that he needs. So yeah, I think that'll be interesting as these go on. He kind of continues to go through this gauntlet with, he's got Yofi and he's got Rocky Top followed by Caz. He's going to have to follow it up with, it's not going to get any easier as he goes along these next few weeks as you think about Thrizzy coming up and, guys of that nature. So it definitely doesn't get any easier, like you're saying, in this league. It's a tough game every week, but here we are. We felt like this is probably the best game we've seen against them, and it's a 25-point lead here late in the fourth quarter. So he continues to show the dominance and how difficult it is to stop him defensively, and you have to have a good game plan and I think a good roster, like you're saying.
Yeah, and absolutely. Facts right there being spit by you, John. I can't deny any of those points you made, to be honest. That's why I don't have much to add. You're kind of on the money right there with what you said. And this one's going to be floated down the middle of the field and dropped. Again, a good opportunity there to try to pick up some bonus yards, but to no avail. It's going to be 4th and long here, and he's going to go for it again, or is he going to punt this one? Looks like he's going to punt this one away, and I think right now that's probably what you want to do, is get this ball into Penn State's hands again, make them run this clock out, and try to game plan for the next game. Thrizzy's watching this game going, man, how am I going to stop this flex bone? How am I going to stop Nike Jordan from picking up 6-7 yards a carry early and try to shut down this offensive attack that Hardcore seems to just be relentless in piling on whoever he's playing?
Yeah, once again, we talked about how good Caz was defensively. I think when they matched up, it was, Thrizzy has a good defense too, right? He runs good user defense. He gets lots of turnovers. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of game plan he's going to run with that. It's going to be kind of hard to. What's really hard is it's hard to game plan against these multiple formations and formations that he runs on top of the speed. So yeah, I think that'll be another good matchup, and hopefully, we see somebody challenge this guy for 4 quarters and make it close towards the end of the game.
Lots of time to get that job done for multiple opponents, as the amount of film that you can grab extends and the amount of possibility of injuries and other random acts starts to unfold here in the league, there's tons of things that can turn upside down and on their head in just a moment. So a lot of opportunity and a lot of chances to turn things around, whoever you are.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Power was a little harsh, but he said, he's one injury away from Nike Jordan being a completely different team, and that could be true in some cases, right? Like, he's a big part. He runs everything through Nike Jordan at this point, game plan wise. It really stems on him getting 8-9 yards of carry, being able to get on the outside edge early, and then kind of bruising you and pouring it on late. So yeah, you're absolutely right with that everybody's just maybe one or two bad things not going your way. And we saw that with Caz, right? I mean, he was right in it, down 10, and early in the fourth quarter, had the ball at his own 10-yard line, throws a pick six, and it's a game, set, match after that. So, yeah, just a tough break, and then you end up having some drops, and, those are tough things to deal with.
Yep, and the clock hits triple zeros, and that'll be your ball game, 50-25. And that's going to be your final as Hardcore picks up another victory, and Penn State celebrates on their way back to the bus. And as players of the game go, for me, it's hard not to pick Nike Jordan. It's hard not to pick some of the defensive players that came up with those big turnovers late for Penn State. What are your thoughts on that, John?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're exactly right. I think we're going to continue to see Nike Jordan be the best player for Penn State. That pick six was huge, though. I'm not too sure who the player was for Penn State there that got that pick, not having it right in front of me. But, man, yeah, I can't really argue with that. I mean, those were two. That turnover was, completely game-changing to make it back to an 18-point game and completely knock Caz of having any opportunity to get back in the game.
Absolutely, and as we reminisce about how this game started and how this game went, Caz has his players of the game, James Blackman and Leonard Warner III, and I think that's pretty accurate. James Blackman, a good game, except for that one pick there late, and of course Leonard Warner with the pick and some big sacks to force some good plays for Caz.
Yeah, absolutely. I think LeVar Arrington had some good big plays. You think about a couple of those sacks and played big early. But I think we got the coach in here now, the winning coach, hardcore college football coach. Congratulations on another big win. How do you feel about after the win tonight?
Hey guys, how you doing, man? I hope you guys had a good call. Hope you guys are doing well. It was a tough one. I know the score doesn't necessarily say it, but Cazcray is a really good player. He knows how to play really good user defense, and he's a tough son of a bee. So that was a hell of a game, and he fought hard.
You were 100% efficient in that red zone. You had 5 touchdowns. You had 4 touchdowns and a field goal out of 5 trips. So perfectly done when you get that ball inside that 35, 25-yard line range. And, of course, 7 to 10 on third down. So just able to pick up the yards when you needed. Who was the guy that you really thought you could rely on there to pick up those much-needed yards in the passing game?
Everyone. I mean, I got pretty much full confidence in everybody right now. We are catching the ball well. Good old Big E Miggs is doing a fantastic job with the football. I'm feeling confident in pretty much every aspect of our game offensively right now.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. Like, how many guys we saw even more than usual utilize more guys in the running game even tonight. I think at least 5 guys had carries. Talk about that, the game plan just to get it in multiple guys, and how much easier it is when you have multiple guys you can give the ball to in the running game to make a difference.
Yeah, we have to be efficient running the football. If you can't run the football in the G12, you're not going to be able to win just throwing the ball deep down the field every play. It's just not going to happen. I mean, there's just too many good players on defense. Too many good users that are going to make you pay for that. So you've got to at least try to run the football some. Kaz did a really good job of stopping the run on early downs. But really the reason why we went to so many different running backs was Nike Jordan had to play a lot of snaps tonight. And, we obviously saw that fumble in that Yofi game. So I was like, hey, let's make sure we share the load, fairly. We have a really good set of running backs behind them. Let's utilize them and kind of, take the load off a little bit more if we can. And I think that paid off for us.
It absolutely did. You had Mo Skeeter come up with some big yards when you needed it. You had 2 touchdowns for Nike Jordan. He had a long run of 49 yards. So big time shedding some tackles there for him. And you target 7 different receivers tonight. 3 different people scored in the passing game. You had 1 from your tight end, 1 from your halfback, and then 1 from your star wide receiver, John Dev Goat. So definitely spreading the ball around. Is that something you hope to continue?
The only thing I hope to continue is to keep winning, right? I mean, I don't care how we do it. I don't, care what the score is. I just want to keep on winning, whatever means necessary. So happy to get the dub here. I think we have some things to work on. I think Kaz showed us some things that we can work on. So I think that's a credit to him, but also I want to say this probably a lot in this season, but you're never as good as you think you are when you win. You're never as bad as you are when you lose. And that's still the case today. We got a lot of things we can work on, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, speaking of that, we talk about your offense a lot, and I think the thing that you've been proudest of the season so far is your defense. Number 2 rush defense in the country right now, averaging just 55. I think it was like 55.5 or 50.5 yards a game or something like that. Kaz was right there at the number 1 defense. You were able to get 167 yards rushing tonight, but only gave up 67 to Kaz, who we knew had the ability to run the ball. Kind of talk about your game plan and how you were able to shut down that run game tonight.
Yeah, honestly, the first time he ran for that touchdown with Blackman, I had thought about it earlier in the week about his ability to run with Blackman, but until that point, I was like, oh yeah, I have to stop the running quarterback, because I completely blanked on that. I was like, oh yeah, we got to do a better job with that. But no, I mean, it's hard when you're down like he was by 14, 10 points, whatever it was. It's hard to continue to run the football when you're losing. So I think that played a role in it. Deshaun Corbin had some pretty good runs there actually, but and also we had a lot of sacks again. That also depletes the rushing yards. I wasn't thrilled with the defensive performance. Obviously, we had a pick 6 and did a couple good things. The one thing I am proud of is that 2 for 7 on third down. We held them to 2 for 7 on third down. That is something we can work on and be happy with moving forward. So that was okay with me. Everything else, I think we can improve.
Anything else you got for him, John? He's answered all my questions for sure.
He's got me, man. Just another great game. Congratulations, Coach. I know you got that bullseye on your back and get everybody's best game, and you continue to take those blows. So good luck next week. I think you got Thrizzy on you can move on to this week, and best of luck to you.
Hey, we appreciate it. Yeah, we're going to celebrate this one. Again, big shout out to Cazcray. That was a hell of a game. And hell, Thrizzy said he's ready for me, so no stepping on the brake in this one.
Well, thank you for spending time with us, Coach, and enjoy that win. And I'm sure there's some water bottles waiting for you in the locker room.
More than water bottles, baby. Hey, big shout out to you guys and also Fantasy in the Truck, man. Thank you.
There you have it right there, John. Good stuff there from head coach of the Penn State Nittany Lions. And a big one tomorrow as well, Baker versus Breezes. You want to touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about it, right? So that's a great game. How can Baker bounce back after that kind of almost a devastating loss that he took to you last week? Just was all kind of frustrated last week. How does he bounce back from that? So I think we got a great matchup, 2 great users, and I'm expecting another great one. I think we got a good game tonight. The score doesn't indicate that, but I think it was another great one, and looking forward to it for sure.
A lot closer than the score indicated tonight for sure. And Breezes, as far as being the newer coach here in the league, we'll get some tape on him. And as far as I know, he likes to pass the ball, but we'll see how it changes here with the user games. Playing the CPU is way different than playing a user, so I expect a lot of changes from him offensively. But got to limit those turnovers. Baker can take advantage of those pretty easily. And as for Baker, he's just got to find some way to get that defense shored up and maybe get some more offensive yards from his tailbacks.
Yeah, and I think the other thing, that we tend to talk a lot about is when a guy just jumps straight in the middle of a season, right? Like, how are the nerves going to be for Brees? How, he's used to streaming and stuff like that, but it feels like this amps up a little bit for guys a lot of time. How can he handle that? This being his first game and having to jump in. So that's all should be very interesting to see how that works out. Hopefully we get a great one and a close game like we've seen from time to time. We've seen some blowouts and we've seen some close ones, but definitely looking forward to it.
And I think Brees' familiarity with the roster that he's working with also kind of to his advantage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great game tonight, John. I enjoyed calling this with you. Fantastic job by you, my man. I appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me tonight and call this game. Looks like we got a raid set up for 49er George, the king of the NCAA support group.
That's right.
Who we're going to be raiding. Any final thoughts from you, John?
Yeah, the only thing that I haven't done yet tonight that I was afraid of, right, is to eat the crow. I knew I was going to get on here with you. I said you weren't going to win a game and all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate you being professional and not taking shots at me for that tonight. You were a true professional. I appreciate you making me eat crow. Obviously,